do you think it's helpful for us to give stress in its differing forms a kind of specific label like this, Denise? And were you glad that the World Health Organization came out and said burnout is a thing?
Yes, I'm always glad. I mean, obviously, in this instance, it's important to say that they have categorised burnout as a condition purely for occupational stress.
Yeah, so in the workplace.
In the workplace. I am a campaigner for mental health issues, as you know, and I have been for 30 years because of my own experience. And I have banged on the doors and got on my soapbox at every given opportunity, and I always will. I've seen huge advances in how we talk about stress, anxiety, mental illness, but we still have a long way to go. We also still have silence.
Can I ask a question? Is, you know, when you're talking about stress and burnout as being defined, is that the same as mental illness?
If we don't address, right, if you can have clinical depression endogenously like I have it, which means it doesn't come necessarily as a result of stress. Mine can come when I'm sat on a beach with my husband with a palm tree and sea lapping at my feet. That happens to me. It also similarly happens to Alistair Campbell, who had a great documentary out the other night. So that's how it sometimes happens. However, there are certain stresses within and without the workplace that can lead to anxiety. And if we don't address them, we will be much more than 1 in 4 people. I recently did a talk to a big pharmaceutical company. It's irrelevant what the company was, but they were really addressing the mental welfare of their staff, from the oncologists right the way down to the people who cleaned, everybody across the board. And it was wonderful to see. So they'd bought an app for everybody on their phone. I don't know if I'm supposed to name it, but it's one of those calming apps that they allowed people to take maybe up to 15 minutes to half an hour out of their day if they wanted to go downstairs. They had like a little chill out room. Now, I know there's a lot of people sort of go, oh my God, we all get stressed. Yes, we do all get stressed. And not all, you know, life is stressful. Not all stress leads to mental health issues. But a lot of the time it does, especially today in 2020. Okay. So whether people want to go, oh, we've all got burnout, we've all got this. No, you haven't. Right. It's when something becomes overwhelming.
Yeah, well, I mean, they do have a list.
Will lead to,
I mean, they actually have. There's a list here which would be signs of burnout. I'll start from the bottom up for you, Janet. Feeling irritable or snapping at people. Struggling to make decisions, impaired memory, being unable to stop thinking about work, low mood, lack of motivation, nausea, headaches, exhaustion, insomnia, interrupted sleep. So that's actually kind of...
Yeah, but people will say we all get those, which we do.
Yeah, they will. Well, do you think it's important, Janet, for it to have a label?
I think it's important to label a condition that can affect you in other ways as well, just not mentally, but it will stress, severe stress will lead to heart conditions. It will lead to, because your entire body will constrict, and you're going to have the knock-on effect of it is going to have a serious physical effect on you as well. What I'd like to see, though, is school children having built-in times in their day where they can be still, be quiet, and then develop from those times in the day resilience. Because what we've got to educate our children to cope with is the onslaught of modern media, of technology and phones and being available. Now, when we were all at school, we went home from school, we played in the street, we had a completely different life to kids now. They just look at their phones, they just stand still. And we've got to prize these phones from their grasp, and we've got to teach them to be calmer and to deal with the bullying that comes with the phones.
Do you think you've ever had burnout? Is any... I mean, Denise, I won't ask you if you don't mind, because, you know, but do you think you've had it?
Yeah, definitely.
What?
I think just ploughing through constantly, and then something happens that triggers it off, that makes you, you know, like last year, you know, I had to take those 3 months off last year, mainly because just everything became on top of me, and I thought I was really burnt out. I thought I need to just go home, like you say, go home, you know, get everything back into perspective, stop being on the phone, stop being on computers, all of those things. And I do think it was, that's for me what I would class as burnout, and I needed to take a step back.
I was so worried about Coleen. It really affected me. And when Coleen said that she was going to take some time out, I got completely upset about it, because I thought she was always such a resilient person and she was always full of jokes and fun, and I really valued our friendship. So when Coleen took a step back, I thought, Wow, it
bad.
really
Yeah, but you know
really
what?
affected her.
Yeah, it did really affect me. But what was good was I recognised it and I could take that step back. And I think a lot of people, you know, whatever, not just our business that we're in, but any business that's full on and you've got all sorts of things to go. And like you said, now it's 24/7 your business.
Yeah.
Because it's on your phone, it's on your computer, you know.
It's also, is it a
never
cumulative
ending.
thing, you know?
It can be, but it can be, but not
Is it kind of like the
necessarily.
straw that breaks the camel's back? you
I
know?
think you've got to recognise when you are not dealing with things and small things, you're getting them completely out.
It's
of
overwhelming.
proportion. You know, and I, with me, I mean, you can make a joke about me being snappy Janet in a bad mood, blah blah blah, which
We love you for it. We love you for it.
Yeah, I'm a low level like that. But when I get completely wound up about something stupid to do with a shopping list or I haven't got any butter or something like that, you just think, calm yourself down. Stop right there. Do you realise how stupid this is? You've got to take control of yourself.
And sometimes talking yourself out of it is very, very effective.
Yes.
Sometimes just talking to people is very effective. However, there are some times when talking therapy, being talked to, talking doesn't help. So sometimes my overwhelmingness, which I know is leading to an episode of depression, comes from I start to project and worry about things which is out of my control, things that I wouldn't normally be worried about. That's when, and also I see that burnout is written at the moment in inverted commas, like mental illness, like nervous exhaustion and stuff like that. It shouldn't be talked about in inverted commas because it is very. I'm thrilled with the World Health Organization. I know there will be knockers. I've been called a professional victim by people who have a lot of followers and a lot of Piers Morgan.
I know.
And I've been talking about this for 30 years.
Well,
and
don't
it's people,
let him get
and
to
it's
you.
people,
Okay.
I do though.
Okay, somebody's just
because
pulled a plug out of me there,
he's
Denise. I'm sorry on the...
He's silencing
listen.
people who are about to talk out.
Yeah.